The Xenia Scouts return home to Grady's Field to play the Licking County Settlers in a battle for second place in the Great Lakes League South Division. Good evening, my name is Kent Jacobs. Welcome again to Xenia Scouts Baseball. Again, the Scouts taking on the Licking County Settlers out east of Columbus as they battle for second place. The Scouts currently at 12-10. They are in second place all by themselves, followed by the Cincinnati Steam at 13-11, and then the Licking County Settlers just a half game behind at 12-11. Now there is a game going on involving the Cincinnati Steam. They were losing to Southern Ohio. It's currently in the bottom of the 10th inning down in Cincinnati, and the Copperheads currently lead the Steam 5-4. If that game holds up, then the Steam then would drop to 13-12, and the Scouts, by virtue of a win tonight, could really put a little bit of distance between them and the Steam as they battle for that second playoff spot in the South Division. Let's introduce the starting lineups. First for our guests, the Licking County Settlers. Leading off in left field will be Logan Swanger. Batting second, the second baseman, Jack Rando. Batting third in center field will be Adam Crawford. Batting fourth at third base, Junpai Ohashi. Batting fifth, the right fielder will be Turner Hill. Hitting sixth, the shortstop, Nick Lukacs. Batting seventh, the DH, Drew Garth. Batting eighth, the catcher will be Braden Durham. And batting ninth, the third baseman will be Logan White. And pitching will be Owen Little. Once again, for the Settlers, it will be Swanger in left, Rando at second base, Crawford in center, and Ohashi at first, Hill in right field, Lukacs the shortstop, Garth the DH, Durham the catcher, and White the third baseman. Owen White, the starting pitcher tonight for Licking County, comes in at 0-1 with a 14 even earned run average. For the homestanding Xenia Scouts tonight, Tyler Haskins leads off and catches. Batting second, the DH, Cole Lee. Batting third in left field, Blaze Bell. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Ross Smith. Hitting fifth, the shortstop, Tommy Rover. Batting sixth at third base, Nick Self. Hitting seventh at first base, Matt Early. Hitting eighth, the center fielder, Jeffrey Hurd. Batting ninth at second base will be Peyton Neiman. A pitcher, Colin Taylor. Again for Xenia, Haskins the catcher, Lee the DH, Bell in left. The middle third has Smith in right field, Rover at short, Self at third base. The bottom third of the Scout order, Early at first, Hurd at center field, and Neiman the second baseman. Colin Taylor, the pitcher tonight for the Scouts, he comes in with an 0-1 record and a 7.26 earned run average. Two teams are going to meet in the middle of the field there as the Scouts line up on the third base line and the Settlers on the first base line. And please stand by for opening prayer and the national anthem.
Thank you for letting us all be here safely, Lord. We pray for safety of both teams. God, we thank you for today and those who have and are currently serving our country, Lord. I pray that we never take our days for granted and never take those that serve and have served for granted, Lord. And I just pray that you look over those that are still serving our country today, Lord, and we thank you for our freedom. In your name's sake we pray. Amen.
We are honoring our veterans tonight with 2 first pitches. Our first pitch comes from Ryan Garrison, who served 16 years in the United States Air Force before medically retiring. Ryan deployed 3 times in support of Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. While deployed, he received 2 commendation medals, 1 achievement medal, and 1 outstanding unit with valor. Our second first pitch is from Glenn Connolly, who served 14 years in the United States Navy Reserve, currently as supply officer for an amphibious construction battalion. During deployed to Afghanistan twice in support of the Joint Coalition Forces. During those deployments, he was recognized with a Joint Commendation Medal, Navy Commendation Medal, and 2 Joint Meritorious Awards. Please remove your hands as we do the national anthem.
The national anthem on this Independence Day 2022. Hope everybody out there is having a fun July 4th holiday weekend. As the Scouts right back at it after a big win yesterday down in Cincinnati. Scouts will be in their navy blue tops today as they meet the 2 former military members that threw out the 2 ceremonial first pitches for tonight's game. We'll be dropping a few patriotic or Independence Day related tidbits throughout the ball game. For the Xenia Scouts, starting tonight on the mound will be Colin Taylor. Colin from Tarzana, California, 6'1", 205 pounds. Freshman at Montreat College. Colin, so far this summer, he's been in 4 games, one of them a start. 8 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 7 runs all earned, 8 walks, 7 strikeouts, the 0-1 record, 726 earned run average, no saves, and a whip, walks plus innings pitched of 2.08, which means he's allowing a little over 2 runners on base per inning, and a team's batting 294 against him. Defensive alignment for the Xenia Scouts to start tonight's game. Left field, Blaze Bell. The center field is being patrolled by Jeff Hurd. Ross Smith out in right. In the infield, third base, Nate Self. Shortstop, Tommy Rover. Second baseman, Peyton Neiman. At first base, Matt Early. Tyler Haskins, the catcher. And again, Colin Taylor on the mound. First batter up for these Licking County Settlers for tonight is Logan Swanger. He swings and misses, and that's a strike. And we are underway tonight. One and one. Of course, the other night the Scouts split that doubleheader, and in the second game, when we were bumped off the air, they had the fireworks for Xenia, and you could see them very vividly over the trees in center field, and we missed them because we were knocked offline, and we missed the second half of the game. Or else you would have had a nice firework display to look at while you were watching that game the other night. The Scouts winning that second game. Against Grand Lake. There's this strike called, and one out. First strikeout for Colin Taylor. Next batter up, Jack Rando. Rando comes in hitting 133, no homers and no RBIs. Boom, he got plunked right on the noggin, it looks like. Jack Rando heads on to first base. Rando has run well so far. He's 5 out of 5 stealing bases. One out, one on for Adam Crawford, 254 batter, a homer, 3 RBIs. Just underway, no score. Top of the first inning from Grady's Field in Xenia. The game time temperature in Xenia. There's a fly ball toward left center, and sliding to hit the turf is Hurd, and he's got it. Nice sliding catch by Jeff Hurd out in center field. Game time temperature in Xenia is 90 degrees, wind south to southeast at 8, humidity 32%. Junpei Ohashi, the batter. Ohashi comes in at .355, no homers, 1 RBI. Ball. Xenia Scouts general manager Jason Lester. The head coach is Tim Cole. Assistant coaches Ryan McFarland and Matt Richter. Janelle Burkhart, the trainer, and Joe Getz, our public address announcer at the ballpark. There's a chopper, and it's foul. The Licking County Settlers. Jake Dennis is the head coach. TJ Lyons, general manager. The assistant coaches Craig Lewis, Doug Moore, and Roy Wismer. And Rando at first base, 5 out of 5 stealing so far, and he takes a running jump and forget about it. And it's thrown into center field. That's a stolen base. Taylor really didn't pay much attention to him over there, and he had a running jump before Taylor even started toward the plate. So Rando at second with 2 out. Ohashi swings, chopper in the hole at short. There's Rover. Throw to first, and he got him, and that retires the side. For the Settlers, first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. There was a runner left on base due to the hit by pitch. And the score, middle of the first. It's the Settlers nothing, and the Scouts coming to bat. Keeping an eye on that Copperhead Steam game. Still in the bottom of the 10th inning. Cincinnati has a runner on first with 2 out. And if the Steam go ahead and lose that game, then the Scouts will be a full game ahead of the Queen City 9 at the outset of this game. It's going to be Haskins, Lee, and Bell up against the Settler pitcher on the day, is Owen Little. Owen Little at 6'4", 186, a lanky left-hander from St. Peter, Minnesota, sophomore at Southwest Tennessee Community College. Tyler Haskins leads off for Xenia. Tyler comes in hitting .221. And Tyler, no homers, 4 RBIs. Owen Little in 4 games, 2 starts. He's pitched 9 innings, 16 hits, 16 runs, 14 earned, 6 walks, 9 strikeouts, the 0-1 record, a 14 even ERA, 2.44 whip, and opponents hitting a robust .390 against the left-hander. And Haskins gets hit, and he's going to first base. Good start for the Scouts as Tyler Haskins goes to first base as he was hit by a pitch. I'll bring up Cole Lee. Lee comes in hitting .300. No homers, no RBIs. He's in limited action, 3 for 10. Haskins takes the lead off of first, and bang, there's Cole Lee getting drilled in the back, and young Mr. Little having control trouble. Blaze Bell steps in for Xenia. Blazer hitting .262. No homers, 12 RBIs. Squaring the bunt is Bell. He takes a strike. And we have our chat function always open all through the game. If you want to say hello, whether you're a scout rooter or even if you're a rooter for these settlers, and you want to say where you're from, there's a bunt. Fielded, bobbled, throw to first, and they just barely get him. Ohashi bobbled the ball. He flipped it to Rando, but it is a sacrifice. 3-4 on the out. To third base goes Haskins. To second, Lee. And the one-out batter is Ross Smith with 2 men in scoring position. Ross, 283. He has a homer and 15 RBIs. He leads the Scouts in RBIs, and he can try to add 1 or 2 to that total right now. With the 2 men on second and third. No score, bottom of the first. The Scouts trying to break the ice first. There's a ball outside. Yeah, so I was mentioning if you want to say where you're from, what either scout or settler player that you're rooting for, and maybe let us know what you're up to on this July 4th. Are you having a picnic? Are you having a cookout? Are you just hunkering down watching some baseball? Or did you go to a parade? So if you saw a parade today. We heard from Mark Etchison. He says, "Happy 4th, go Scouts." Thank you, Mark. Good to hear from you. Ball gets away. That's going to be a wild pitch, and in to score for the Scouts is Haskins, and Xenia leads it 1-0. On to third, Lee. Well, Owen Little's caused his own problems this inning. 2 hit batters, then a sacrifice bunt, and now a wild pitch. Here's a fly ball, and it's hit back into right field. This should score the run. Hill under it. He makes the catch. And coasting in from third base with the second run of the game for Xenia is Cole Lee. Scouts up now 2-0 without benefit of a hit. 16th RBI of the season for Ross Smith. Again, he leads the Scouts in that category. With 2 out now, here's Tommy Rover as Owen Little looks like he's starting to get his bearings after hitting the first 2 batters. There's a strike called. I hear some firecrackers in the background. Probably hear that all through the evening. And we had the Xenia fireworks were night before last, and we would have had them on your screen, but we got knocked offline, and we got knocked offline several times that day during that doubleheader, and last time we couldn't get back on. Tommy Rover, foul ball. Thomas comes in with a mark of 333. He's 21 out of 63. No homers, 9 RBIs. Chopper foul. So first 2 in this inning were hit by pitches, a bunt got him over to second and third. Sac fly by, there was a wild pitch that scored one run, and Ross Smith fly ball scores the other. The Copperheads and the Steam are still in the bottom of the 10th inning. I mean, here's a chopper, third base, charging. White, throw to first. He threw it wild and safe at first on the throwing error is Tommy Rover. Well, they decided to give Rover a hit. I had him marked down for an error, but I guess they say it was a tough play. It was the third baseman had to charge for it, so that is ruled a base hit for Rover. First knock of the game for either team. Pitch outside to Nate Self. Nate comes in hitting .357. No homers, 9 RBIs. Rover dancing off first. There's a pitch. Is a ball. 1-1. There must be some type of delay. There's stolen base attempt, and Rover is in there for Tommy. That's his 9th steal in as, or 10th steal in as many tries. So there was some type of delay down in that Southern Ohio Cincinnati game. They've been stuck in the bottom of the 10th. Line drive, right field, and it's caught out there by the right fielder Hill. Nice play. That saves a run for the Settlers. However, in the frame for the Scouts, 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. After 1 at Grady's Field in Xenia, the score is Xenia 2 and Licking County nothing. Yeah, that game, Southern Ohio at Cincinnati's been stuck in the bottom of the 10th inning forever. I don't think there's any rain in the region, but I don't know, maybe there is. We'll keep an eye on it. And that's big for the Scouts if the Copperheads can keep the lead. Colin Taylor getting ready to face batters 5, 6, and 7 in the Licking County Settler lineup. Turner Hill, the right fielder, leads off for Licking County. Hill comes in hitting .333, no homers, 3 RBIs. He's 3 for 9, so limited action so far for Hill. There's a ball. And my name, Kent Jacobs. We appreciate you joining us. On Independence Day 2022. No matter what you're doing, you're having a cookout or picnic or whatever you're doing today, hope you've had a good time. There's a strike call to Tanner Hill with Nick Lukács on deck. There's a pop-up left side, shallow left field, and there is Blaze Bell to put it away. The left fielder, 1 out. Nick Lukacs, Lukac. Nick hitting .250, no homers, 11 RBIs. There's the ball high. Elsewhere, top of the second, Richmond at Hamilton, no score. And another hit batter. There is another one.
Now batting number 12, Drew Durham.
So both pitchers have 2 hit by pitches so far. There's Drew Garth. DH tonight for the Settlers. Garth coming in at .260, no homers, 13 RBIs. There's the ball. Lukacs at first base. 6 for 6, stealing bases. So Nick might be on the move. Scouts lead at 2-0, top of the second. There's a check swing ball. 2-0. There's a ground ball to first. Early's going to go to second. They get 1, throw back to first. And not in time. They do get the force at second. Early goes to Rover to cut down Lukacs. Here's Braden Durham with Drew Garth at first base. Drew Garth, base running, 4 out of 5 in the stolen base category. And we appreciate everybody joining us on this 4th of July. Braden Durham coming into the game, the catcher, hitting .205, no homers, no RBIs. Throw back to first, and he's back. Kicking the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike to Braden Durham, the catcher tonight for the Licking County Settlers. There's a pop-up behind the plate, and it's going to bang right on the roof. That woke the spectators up down there in our grandstand. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Throw to first on a pickoff, and Burley has to keep that from going down the line. It bounced in front of him. Count is full now with 2 out and a man on base. With Logan White, the third baseman, on deck. Colin Taylor. Runner goes, and that's strike 3 called, and that retires the side. For Licking County in the second inning. No runs, no hits. There was a hit batter, 1 runner left on base. Middle of inning number 2 at Grady's Field at the Athletes in Action Complex in Xenia. The score is Xenia 2 and the Licking County Settlers nothing. Now we have a final score from the Reds Urban Youth Academy down in Roselawn near Cincinnati. It's the Southern Ohio Copperheads defeating the Cincinnati Steam 5-4. So that's good news for the Scouts, as the Steam dropped to 13-12, and Licking County ahead of them now by percentage points in third. The Scouts now a game and a half ahead of Cincinnati. The Scouts can win this game. They would push Licking County to 500, and the Scouts would have that game and a half lead all to themselves, having second place all to themselves, as they do here at the moment, but just a half a game behind right now is Licking County. So the Settlers, they're going to try to win this game to pull ahead of the Scouts.
Number 18, the first baseman, Matt.
Here's Matt Early. Matt comes in. At 186, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs. Little delivers outside. Ball. Matt Early batting 7th in the order tonight, playing first base. That's a ball. Jeff Hurd on deck, the center fielder. Strike called on the outside corner. Owen Little shakes off Durham, the catcher. He goes from the stretch with nobody on base. That's a ball. Of course, Owen Little, and he's had 2 starts in his 4 appearances. That's a strike call, and Matt asks the ump about that one. Full count to Matt Early, leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the second. Lines one to right. Coasting back and putting that one away is Turner Hill. There's one out. Jeffrey Hurd, the batter. Jeff, 191 average, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. There's a pop and foul territory that's gathered in by the third baseman, Logan White. 2 down. I bring up Peyton Neiman, the 9th place hitter, second baseman. Peyton comes in, hitting 182 No homers, 3 RBIs. There's a throw to first, and they got him. So a quick inning for Owen White after the shaky first. 3 up, 3 down go the Scouts, and after 2 at Grady's Field, it remains Xenia 2 and Licking County nothing. Well, this July 4th, certainly the weather prototypical for the Midwest. Here in early July, temperature in the low 90s. Sorry for some feedback there, folks. Temperature low 90s, humidity 30-something%, so it's a little bit muggy, but hey, that's Ohio in the summer. Logan White, the third baseman, will start things off for the Settlers. Logan White hitting 159, no homers, 3 RBIs on the season. Logan White, the 9th place hitter in the lineup for these Settlers. Oh, wow, and he got hit. It's the 3rd hit batter from Colin Taylor. And his counterpart, Owen Little, has 2. So the players are going to start going up there wanting some armor. Logan White on the base paths comes in 1 stolen base in 3 attempts. There's a fly ball right center field. That is going to go to the wall. Rounding third, heading for home, Logan White. He's going to score. The throw to third base. And in standing with a triple is first leadoff hitter Logan Swanger. And Logan White scores. So now the score 2-1, Xenia. And the tying run for Licking County just 90 feet away. RBI for Swanger is 10th of the season. Batter up is Jack Rando. Rando 0 for no official at bats. He was hit by a pitch first inning. There's a ground ball foul. Jack Rando, R-A-N-D-O, out of Brentwood, Tennessee, 5'8", 180, sophomore at Belmont University. I think it's the Belmont Bruins, if I'm not mistaken. Fly ball foul, straight back. So Logan White hit by a pitch, and then Logan Swanger drives one up the right center gap to the wall for a triple to score a run. And there's strike 3. What a nice play by Tyler Haskins to catch that ball diving out from behind the plate.
Now batting number 14, Adam Crawford.
Adam Crawford, the center fielder, he's 0 for 1. He flew out in the first. Adam Crawford, 6'1", 180 out of McDonald, Pennsylvania. Strike called. He goes to University of Pennsylvania. Then it's got California. I don't know. There's a fly ball to left, and the ball drops. It's going to score a run, hitting second, and going all the way to third base, and safely is Crawford. And let's see how they rule that one. That is an RBI.
Now batting number 3, Pompey. Watch.
Looks like they're going to rule that the second triple of the inning. There's a fly ball, and that's hit well back to right center again, and it's caught out there by Ross Smith, but the run scores, and all of a sudden the Settlers are up 3-2.
Number 22, Joe Hill.
That was Junpei Ohashi with the sac fly and RBI. 2 out in the inning, but not before 3 runs have scored for Ohashi. As we look at Turner Hill, the batter. For Junpei Ohashi, that was his second RBI. Here's a fly ball down the left field line, diving and unable to catch it is Bell. It goes to the wall, and they're trying to get the ball back in. And this is the third triple of the inning. Wow. That's something that I'm trying to estimate. "50 years of watching baseball, I don't think I've seen 3 triples in an inning by anybody. I might be mistaken. It's hard to remember everything you've seen or not seen in a half a century. But I don't remember ever seeing 3 triples in an inning at any level. But well, young Mr. Taylor needs to bow his back against Nick Lukacs. Lukacs was hit by a pitch first time up. All of a sudden, 3-2 in favor of Licking County. Top of the third. 2 down. Ground ball in the hole. Rover, long throw, and not in time. That's an RBI infield hit. For Lukacs, that's his 12th RBI. Swing and a miss by Drew Garth. Drew Garth from Glenshaw, Pennsylvania. Foul back, 5'11", 195. He goes to Seton Hill. It says Seton Hill, not Seton Hall, so apparently there must be a Seton Hill University. Scout bullpen quiet right now. Taylor has really struggled in this inning. Given up several well-hit long fly balls that have gone for triples, 3 of them. 2-2 the count with 2 outs to Drew Garth. Nick Lukacs at first base. Taylor the stretch. Back to the screen. If Garth extends the inning, catcher Braden Durham, will be on deck. And that's a wild pitch. And turning second, heading to third, Lukacs. That's going to be a 2-base wild pitch. What base running by Nick Lukacs. Wow. Lukacs lanky, 6'3", 175 out of the University of Dayton, and he can fly. And there's ball 4. Still quiet in the Xenia pen right now. Ninth batter to face Colin Taylor this inning, Braden Durham. He struck out last inning, 0 for 1. Swing and a miss. Colin had a good first 2 innings, but the wheels have come off here in the third. There's a foul back. He's trying to get it back together. He's got Lukacs at third, Garth at first, 2 out, 4 runs in. Haskins catches that one. It's 1-2. Taylor, and he steps off, and running to second uncontested is Garth. And I'm going to call that defensive indifference. He stepped off and didn't even throw, so I might be wrong. The scorer might have given him a stolen base. One and 2 the count. Scouts were up 2-0 after 1, but the Settlers have dropped a 4 spot on them here in the third. There's a ground ball, diving catch, throw to first base, not in time. That was Nate Self, a nice play at third to dive and make the stop. He had to scramble up and throw, and it wasn't in time. Infield hit and an RBI for Braden Durham. Now we've got, it's 5-2 now. Heading out to the mound is, looks like Ryan McFarland, the pitching coach. Still nothing going on in the Scout bullpen. Of course, the Scouts have had a heavy schedule this week. They played 6 games in 4 days. So pitching might be a little thin. Actually, there's somebody throwing in the Licking County bullpen. Ryan's going to head back. Now there's a couple of guys heading down to the Xenia bullpen. It's 5-2. 10th player to bat in the inning is Logan White. He was hit by a pitch and scored earlier this inning.
Number 28, Logan White.
So no official at bats yet. There's a liner, left field base hit, run scored. And it is 6-2 in favor of Licking County. Stopping at second is Durham. Leadoff hitter Logan Swanger at bat. Swanger tripled and scored. He drove in a run earlier in the inning. Colin Taylor. Wow, it's a lonely feeling out there when things aren't going well out on the hill. There's a swing and a miss. 11th man to bat in the inning. First and second occupied. 6 runs in. And check swing, and they call that a ball. Logan Swanger struck out in the first, tripled earlier this inning. 1 for 2, swing and a miss. Well, the Scouts will just have to gather themselves up and play catch-up. Rando on deck if Swanger reaches. There's a ground ball to first early on 2 hops. He's going to race to the bag. He beats Swanger, and that retires the side. But boy, do the Settlers ever do some business. They get 6 runs on 5 hits. Make sure I have no 6 hits. I'm sorry. 6 hits, 3 of them triples, and 2 runners left on base. And middle of inning number 3, suddenly it's Licking County 6 and Xenia 2. There's a number of folks scrambling around down in the Xenia bullpen. We're going to be dropping in some Independence Day related tidbits of information as the day goes along. Beginning in the bottom or the after this half inning, we'll start doing that. Hope everybody's having a nice Independence Day. Again, our chat is open on our YouTube page. We heard from Mark Etchison saying Happy 4th Go Scouts. If you are a rooter for the Scouts or even you're a rooter for the Settlers, go ahead and chime in. Let us know where you're watching from or listening from, and what player you're rooting for, and maybe let us know what you're up to today. Tyler Haskins will lead it off for the Scouts. Tyler hit by a pitch and scored in the first inning. Tyler Haskins catching today. Tyler out of Evans, West Virginia, 5'9", 175, senior at Fairmont State University in West Virginia. He's a Fairmont State Falcon, studying exercise science. And there is almost another hit batter. Owen Little, the left-hander on the mound, has had 2 of them. And Colin Taylor, the Scout starting pitcher, has had 3 of them. Three balls and a strike. Need Tyler to reach base and get things going here in the 3rd inning. Heard from Joy Smith. Happy 4th. Go Settlers, she says. Nick Lukács, and I hope, Joy, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. There's ball 4. I'm half Hungarian, and that looks like a Hungarian name, that ACS, which is an Och sound. If I'm mispronouncing that, if you want to, give me a phonetic spelling there in the chat. Haskins walks. That'll bring up Cole Lee. Cole hit by a pitch and scored. There's a bunt in front of the plate. Throw to first by the catcher Durham, and he got him. So Lee, a successful sacrifice. 2-3. Next batter up is Blaze Bell. He sacrifice bunted in the first inning. The first 2 Scouts were hit by Little, and after that, and then there was the sac bunt, a sac fly, and then a single. And that's how the Scouts got their 2 runs so far, and then the Settlers dropped a 6th spot on them in the bottom of the 3rd. The top of the 3rd, I beg your pardon. Blaze Bell, so no official at-bats yet for Blaze with the sacrifice bunt in the 1st. No wind at all right now, just a very light cloud cover. The sun is shining a little bit, but we do have some overcast skies. And there's a walk. First and second occupied with 1 out. It'll bring up Ross Smith as one of the coaches for the Settlers comes out to the mound. We reported how earlier Southern Ohio defeated Cincinnati by a score of 5-4. That helps the Scout cause. Right now, the Richmond Jazz leading the Hamilton Joes 2-0 in the fourth, and that's a mixed bag. You think, hey, it's any time it's good when Hamilton loses, but the Jazz are behind the Scouts, so I wouldn't mind see the Jazz get pushed down a little bit. But if Hamilton loses, if the Scouts can win, they'll at least inch closer to the top. Here's Ross Smith. Ross, a sac fly, RBI to right field in the first inning. Ross out of Broomfield, Colorado. 6'1", 205, sophomore at Metro State College in Denver, where he's a Metro State road runner. Studying business, likes photography and hang out with the boys, he says. Smith be followed by Thomas Rover. Okay, I got Joy. I got you, Lukac. Okay, so the S is silent, and there's not the. Yes, like I say, I'm Hungarian, and a lot of times that ACS is like a ach, but there's different pronunciations from different families based on where you're from and whatnot. So Lukac. Okay, thanks, Joy. I appreciate that, and I will make a note of it. My name is Jacobs, Jacobs, but the Hungarian name of my paternal grandfather was Jakab, Jakob. And apparently it was changed at Ellis Island, from what I understand. It's like, it looks like Jacobs put that down. And you come from a foreign country, don't speak English, you don't got to say anything. There's a ground ball off the pitcher. That's a break for the Scouts. That's a hit. So Ross Smith, an infield single off the pitcher, off his leg. That's knock number 2 for the Scouts. Tommy Rover, he singled and has an RBI. And a stolen base in that first inning. Tommy Rover, 5'8", 170 out of Brentwood, California. He is a University of Fresno Pacific Sunbird. In his college baseball, is studying business. Tommy likes to camp, go hiking, go to the beach, and play spike ball. 1-0 the count. 1 out. Scouts looking to get back in the game, trailing 6-2. Swing and a miss. 1-2 changed by, little 1-1, I'm sorry. Nothing going on right now. A couple of guys standing around in the Licking County bullpen. Scout bullpen's quiet. Rover chops it in front of the plate. The throw to first, and he got him. He almost pulled him off the bag. The Scouts score, and it's 6-3, and the other two move up. In from third is Haskins. On to third, Bell. On to second, Smith. 2-3 on the outplay of Rover for Tom. That is, let me scramble. I need a table. I've got a stack of paper and got this little counter top. And for Thomas, RBI 11. Boy, what a big hitter right now is Nate Self. What a big hit to drive in a couple of runs it would be right here, trailing 6-3. Owen Little trying to get out of any more trouble. There's a pitch high and away. 2-0 the count on Nate Self. He's 0 for 1, flew out to right field back in the first inning. Nate out of Sikeston, Missouri. 6'2", 210 from Tennessee Martin, chopper foul. Nate studying health and human performance at University of Tennessee at Martin. Likes to play golf and lift weights. Some folks would say that those don't jive. They think if you lift weights, you'll get bulked up and your golf swing won't be nice and loose. But this day and age, guys know how to stretch and do all that other stuff, and you see guys like DeChambeau out there that look like big monsters. Brooks Koepka, big burly guys that you can tell lift weights and stuff, and they do just fine. Nate, we need a big knock here, buddy. Outside a ball, and that's ball 4. That'll do. So Nate Self draws a 2-out walk. The bases are jam-packed full of scouts. And that will bring up Big Matt Early. Matthew out of Mishawaka, Indiana, 6'2", 195. Sophomore at Franklin College, Indiana. He's a Franklin College Grizzly. Studying finance. He likes to golf, fish, and have random knowledge. We need the knowledge of getting a great big base hit right here. Swing and a miss, and Matt trying to hit that ball to Cedarville. 6-3 the score in favor of the visiting Licking County Settlers. The Scouts, however, have the bases loaded with 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Big batter. That's inside a ball. Jeff Hurd on deck. Matt Early 0 for 1. He flew out opposite way to right field last inning. Rip and a miss. And it's 1-2. Come on, Matt. Let's just make some contact here. No wind at all right now, not even a breeze, it looks like. 1-2, 2 outs, 3 on. Outside, a ball, 2-2. Lanky left-hander Owen Little. Trying to strand the bases loaded. Matt Early trying to get the Scouts right back in it. Fly ball, left field. Going back, Swanger to the... He reaches up and it's over the wall! It bounces, he missed it! That's going to be a ground rule double! And that'll score 2 runs. It looked like Swanger was going to have it as he stepped near the warning track, but it just drops behind him. That's a double. He didn't make contact with the ball. And it bounces over the fence, which was a break for the Settlers because Self would have scored from first base. Now trying to tie the game up is Jeffrey Hurd. Hit number 3 for Xenia. And for Matt Early, ball. For Matt, those are RBIs 14 and 15. He ties Ross Smith Ross has 16. he got one earlier in the game. So Early is second on the team in ribbies. Oh, a big hit by Jeff Hurd. 1-1. Jeffrey Hurd. Foul pop up to third, his first time up. Jeff hails from San Jose, California, 6'1", 195. He's a Cal State at Sacramento Hornet. There's a foul popper over the Settler bullpen. 1-2 the count with 2 down. Three runs in for the Scouts. They trail it now 6-5. And trying to tie it or take the lead right here. Hurd, line drive, right field, and it's a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes the second run, throw to the plate, and it's not in time. Two-run single for Jeff Hurd, and the Scouts jump back in front, 7-6. And for Jeff Hurd, and now there's activity in the Settler bullpen. For Jeffrey, that RBI's 9 and 10. Here's Peyton Neiman, second baseman, 9th place hitter. Throw to first, he threw it away. Here comes Hurd. He's going to hit second. He rounds the bag, but he'll hang on there. Throwing error on the pitcher. Well, similar to what happened to Colin Taylor in the top of the third, the same thing's happening here in the bottom of the third to Owen Little, just the wheels coming off. Now meeting on the mound, and let's see if Little is done, and he is. So rough outing for Owen Little. He gave up 2 in the first, got him out in order in the second, but the third is his pariah. As the Scouts have bounced back from a 6-2 deficit to take a 7-6 lead. So, talk about July 4th fireworks. We've had a lot of offensive fireworks in this game. Next pitcher up to the strains of, I think it's NXS, the group. I'll play disc jockey, you guys. I used to be a disc jockey back in the late 80s, early 90s on the radio for several different local stations, and I think this is NXS. One of my kind. Okay, the young man on the hill now for Licking County. I'm trying to get his name if I can find my pen. There's my pen. That is number 20. Trying to get his number. 20. Let me see if I can get his number. I'm sorry, folks. 26 or 20? Looks like Ryan Davis. Ryan Davis, who's listed as an infielder, 6'1", 180 out of Adrian College. He's from Thornville, Ohio. And where Thornville, Ohio is, I don't have any idea. Ryan Davis on the hill, and they must be scrapped for pitching too, because he has not pitched yet. So they're probably strapped for pitching, kind of like the Scouts probably are. Ryan Davis, first batter up, he faces his Peyton Neiman. He's got Jeffrey Hurd out at second base. Scouts trying to add to a 7-6 lead. In a seesaw game, Scouts had a 2-0 lead. Fell down 6-2, but they've dropped a 5 spot on the Settlers here in the third. What a wild third inning. 11 runs scored between the two teams in this inning. Neiman ducks under that one. 2-1. Peyton Neiman. Pitch outside. Peyton Neiman out of Mount Hope, Kansas, 5'11", 175. He's a University of Arkansas Pine Bluff Golden Lion. And that's ball 4. Good at bat for Peyton Neiman. 2 men on. First batter for Davis. And now the Scouts have batted around, and these bat around innings make your score sheet a mess. The Settlers sent 11 men up last inning. This is batter number 10 for the Scouts. Tyler Haskins, he walked and scored earlier this inning. He takes a strike. Right-hander Ryan Davis making his first pitching appearance of the summer. Activity underway in the Scout bullpen to our left. A couple of guys milling around over for Licking County. I'm sure Ryan Davis, he hasn't pitched yet. He might have a short leash. Coach Dennis might just be looking to trying to get lightning in a bottle here, see if Davis can give him a couple of innings. All of these teams now, they've played a number of games over the past week, and so pitching might be a little bit tired right now. Foul ball back. Tyler Haskins, no official at bat yet. He's been hit by a pitch and walked, so he has scored 2 runs. Lights are on now with the overcast skies. And Davis nails Haskins on the right shoulder, and that'll load the bases for Xenia. That is the first hit batter by Davis, but it's the third hit batter for the Scouts. And the Settlers have been nailed 3 times, so half a dozen hit batters in this game. Here's Cole Lee. No official at bats. He was hit by a pitch and scored, and he dropped a sacrifice bunt down. Here's a foul ball left side and out of play. Cole bunted in front of the plate. Successful sacrifice. Earlier in the inning. Cole Lee stands in, takes a strike. Cole out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 5'9", 180. He goes to Oklahoma Christian, where he's a senior. Boy, what a long... I haven't timed how long this third inning has been. There's a fly ball foul. Settlers get 6 in the top of the frame. Scouts counter with 5. What time is it? 8:21? I'd have to think that this half inning has probably lasted 45 minutes. Or no, this inning, the third inning between both teams. Just a guess. There's a foul popper. Over is the third baseman, White, but it is out of play. Into the scout bullpen. Blaze Bell on deck if Mr. Lee can keep things going. Scouts, bases loaded. Boy, we'd love to add to this 7-6 lead. We see how leads are quite precarious in this game. So the more runs we can get, the better. Foul ball back. It remains 0-2, 2 out. Third base Hurd, second base Neiman, first base Haskins. 5 runs in. Scouts lead at 7-6. Bottom of inning number 3 at Grady's Field at Athletes in Action Complex in Xenia. Swing and a miss, and Ryan Davis does a good job. His first strikeout. But in the inning for the Xenia Scouts, they get 5 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. There was one error, on a throwing error on the pitcher, the starting pitcher Little, and 3 runners left on base. And the score after 3 at Grady's Field, now the Scouts 7 and the Settlers 6. Pitching change on the mound for the Scouts, and it is none other than Jake Wells. Jake Wells, 5'10", 185, out of Hilliard, Ohio. He's thinking about attending Penn State University. On this Independence Day, I promised I was going to pass along some Independence Day related tidbits. The habit of playing the Star-Spangled Banner before American sporting contests began with baseball during the 1918 World Series. World War I was raging in Europe, and a military order was issued declaring that young men not in the service find essential work in war factories or elsewhere, a law that became the work or fight rule. We'll catch this up. I'm reading from a book called The Wit and Wisdom of Baseball, and we'll pick that up after the last half inning, or next half inning. I don't know what I'm trying to say. First batter up for the Licking County Settlers is Jack Rando. 0 for 1 and a hit batter. Jake Wells on the mound. Been in 3 games, all relief appearances, 7 2/3 innings. 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 7 walks, 7 strikeouts, 1-0 record, no saves. 2.34 ERA and 157 whip, and teams batting 192 against him, although there's a long fly ball to center. And cracking that ball down on the warning track out there for the Scouts is Jeff Hurd. So a long fly ball by Rando. There's one away.
Number 14, Adam Crawford.
I'll bring up Adam Crawford. Crawford is 1 for 2, tripled and scored a run. He drove in a run last inning. He takes a strike. That ball is up high ball. 1-1 to Adam Crawford. Young Mr. Crawford. You're probably wondering, where is young Mr. Crawford from? Well, let's take a look. McDonald, Pennsylvania. 61180. Southpaw Jake Wells off to a good start this inning. Coaxed a fly ball out of Rando. Now he's trying to get Crawford, but he does not. It's ball 4, a walk. First walk to Wells, and it's Jumpei Oshari. Jumpei Ohashi. Ohashi. Jumpei out of Marshall, Missouri. He's 5'9", 165 at Missouri Valley College. Pitch, and then it's a line drive, left center. Going back, Bell, and he can't get it, and it bounces over the wall, and that's going to be a ground rule double for Ohashi. And Jake Wells, he gave up a long fly ball to the warning track in center. Walks a batter and now gives up a ground rule double. So hopefully he can turn things around against Turner Hill. Second and third now. Scouts clinging to a 7-6 lead. Big breaking ball that drops down for a strike. Turner Hill on the day so far. 1 for 2, he's tripled and scored. And it's a pass ball, and the throw to third, and not in time. So the ball popped in and out. It would have been a pass ball had there been an advance, but Haskins able to recover the ball and chase Crawford back to third base. One ball, one strike to Turner Hill, trying to tie the game for the Settlers or even give them the lead here in the fourth. Chopper first base. And it's off the glove of Early, and that's going to be an error. And that'll tie the game up. He was looking, and we see that happen where if a player looks to throw the ball before they actually catch it. I think he was looking at trying to make a play at the plate and tried to throw the ball before he caught it and let it slip right through him, and so that's an error on early. And now we're all tied up at 7. Ohashi to third, Hill at first, still just 1 out, and here is Nick Lukac. Thanks to, there's a throw to third as the runner goes, and stolen base for Tanner Hill. Foul ball. Seven up in the 4th inning, and I ain't talking about the Uncola. That is the score. We're not even midway through the game. There's a strike called. 1-2. Activity getting ready in the Settler bullpen and also the Xenia bullpen. Pitch high, ball. 2-2. And thanks to Joy Smith, Nick's grandma, she set me straight on the pronunciation of his name, Lukac. Swing and a foul back. Full count. Boy, it'd be a big strikeout here if Jake Wells could cash it in. Swing and a foul back. Stretch, look at second and third. The pitch, fly ball, right field, trouble. That's going to drop and go to the corner. 2 runs are going to score. And diving into second base with a 2-run double is Nick Lukac. And the Settlers jump out 9-7. Ohashi scores, Hill scores. And standing at second base is Lukac. Well, he got 3 RBIs on the day. There's a fly ball, left field. That's flagged down for the second out. That was Drew Garth. So 2 out now in the top of the 4th with the Settlers back up by 2 runs. Now bring up Braden Durham. Durham 1 for 2 and an RBI, struck out, singled. Pitch, curveball, breaks down and in for a strike. Logan White on deck for the Settlers. Just outside a ball. 1-1 the count on Braden Durham. There's a fly ball center. Hurd coming in. He's got it. And that retires the side, but not before the Settlers strike right back. They come up with 3 runs in the inning. On 2 base hits, no errors, 1 left. Middle of the 4th inning at Grady's Field in Xenia. Now the score, Licking County 9 and Xenia 7. Well, we'll pick up where we left off on our book. Again, reading from a book called The Wit and Wisdom of Baseball, which is just a collection of baseball stories. The national anthem. Again, in World War I, there was a work or fight rule. When Washington Senator catcher Eddie Ainsmith appealed the loss of his draft exemption under the edict, Secretary of War Newton Baker announced on July 19, 1918, that baseball was a non-essential activity and that Ainsmith was eligible for the draft unless he quit playing and took an essential post elsewhere. The ruling caused widespread panic among big league owners. Sure, the resulting exodus to farms and factories would leave their rosters empty. Ball players leaving in droves left the remainder of the 1918 season in doubt, as well as the entire 1919 campaign if the war were to continue. It was eventually decided by government officials that the regular season would continue and or conclude approximately 1 month early on September 1st. And we'll pick things up in that story next inning. Bell, Smith, and Rover for the Scouts. That story is going to get to the advent of playing the national anthem before games. That'll be the gist of the story. There's a fly ball by Bell. Shallow left. Out is the shortstop, Lukac, and he's got it. 1 away. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning, and it's 9-7 Licking County. There's a strike. Ross Smith, he's had a sacrifice fly and an RBI, single and a run scored, 1 for 1. And if you're out, you're watching on your phone, if you're traveling, or even if you're at home watching on the computer, just listening, you can use your phone as a transistor radio and just listen. If you feel like it, give me a message on the chat and let me know where you're watching from and who you're rooting for. There's a strike. 2-2. To big Ross Smith. We need Ross to get on base and get things moving. Swing, and he slices one. Foul. Scouts led 2-0 after 1. After 2, they led 2-0. Then the Settlers dropped 6 on them in the top of the 3rd. The Scouts countered with 5 in the bottom of the 3rd, and then the Settlers get 3 in the 4th. So it was like a softball game out here. 3-2, full count on Lita on the batter Ross Smith, and he swings and misses. And Ross Davis, his first pitching appearance this summer for the Settlers, and he's given up a walk. Hit a batter, but then he's got the last three guys out. Here's Tommy Rover. Tommy's had a big day. He's singled. He has a couple of RBIs. Has a stolen base. Swing and a miss. Big Ross Davis. Again, listed on their program as an infielder. Ryan Davis, 6'1", 180. At Adrian College. And there's a ball outside. 1-1. If Rover reaches, it'll be Nate Self. Both bullpens quiet right now. Breaking ball drops down for a strike. Swing and a miss, and great inning for Ryan Davis. 3 up, 3 down go the Scouts, and after 4 innings of play at Grady's Field, the count remains Licking County 9 and Xenia 7. So picking back up on that story, the ruling about the non-essential activities and the work or fight rule in World War I was causing the owners to think that ball players were going to just have to abandon their teams. It was eventually decided by government officials that the regular season would conclude 1 month early on September 1st, followed by the World Series. Owners already hurt by rapidly declining attendance championed the decision to save 30 days of salaries. Well, in the World Series, Boston Red Sox ace pitcher Babe Ruth, yes, that Babe Ruth, defeated Chicago Cubs Hippo Vaughn in Game 1. But it was an act by Red Sox owner and musical producer Harry Frazee that had a more far-reaching impact. Frazee had hired a band to attend each series contest. We'll pick that up after that next half inning. Here on this Independence Day, we've had fireworks, not from the city of Xenia, but from these two teams. It's 9-7 and the top of the 5th. First batter up for the Settlers. There's a strike called. That is Logan White. Pitch, that's down. White 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch. He scored a run, and he has an RBI. 9th place hitter in the Settler batting order. Settler bullpen busy. Scout bullpen quiet. Southpaw Jake Wells trying to rebound from getting roughed around a little bit last inning. He is in relief of the starter, Colin Taylor. And there's ball 4. Second walk given up by Jake Wells. Batter up Logan Swanger. Logan Swanger today, he has struck out, tripled, and scored, and grounded out. Fly ball left center. Hurd flags that one down. And a nice running catch by Jeff. One out. That'll bring up Jack Rando. Rando hit by a pitch and stole a base, struck out and flown out. He's 0 for 2. Big breaking ball. It's a twister. It drops all the way down over the outside corner for a strike. Squaring the bunt is Swanger. He takes a strike, 0-2. Adam Crawford getting ready to bat for the Licking County Settlers. Swing, foul back. 2-2, or 0-2, I'm sorry, 0-2. Swing, foul ball, chopped back. And no wind or even just a very slightest of breeze right now. There is ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. The visiting Licking County Settlers in their, is that orange tops or what do you call that, rust color or something, tops and gray pants. Scouts in the navy blue, swing and a miss, and down goes Rondo. First strikeout for Jake Wells. I'll bring up Adam Crawford with 1 on and 2 down. Crawford, he's had a good game. Tripled and walked, grounded to third. There's a throw by Self, and he got him. Nice play by Nate Self at third. Cutting toward the hole, and a slick throw, and that retires the side. For Licking County, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base on a walk. And midway through this Independence Day get-together between Licking County and Xenia, the score, the Settlers 9 and the Scouts 7. So Boston Red Sox owner in World War I, Harry Frazee, he had hired a band to attend each World Series contest between the Sox and the Chicago Cubs. And it was as a tribute to enlisted players and other soldiers in Europe. Frazee had to strike up a rendition of the Star Spangled Banner during the 7th inning stretch, not before the game, but during the 7th inning stretch. Francis Scott Key's song had not yet become the American national anthem officially, but players felt compelled to stand at attention and face the flag during that performance. Servicemen in the crowd cheered, and the crowd burst into applause at the song's conclusion. The move was repeated in each of the next 2 games in Chicago when the teams traveled to Boston for the 4th game. Frazee had the tune played before the first pitch at Fenway Park. For years afterward, it would be played in Boston on special occasions. And when electric public address systems became commonplace, recordings were heard before the start of every baseball game throughout the country. Custom was passed on to other American sports and continues to this day. So that is the story of why we hear the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, before every game. Nate Self, the batter. Nate 0 for 1 and a walk. He has scored a run. We'll have a couple, 2 or 3 other patriotic tidbits to toss in on this Independence Day ball game. And again, if you're just joining us, the Cincinnati Steam lost today to the Southern Ohio Copperheads. They were bitten by the Copperheads. Final score 5-4 down in Roselawn, suburb of Cincinnati. Elsewhere, Richmond 6, Hamilton nothing in the top of the 6th at Foundation Field in Hamilton. And then we've got this barn burner, and it's a limited schedule in the Great Lakes League tonight, just 3 games. Everybody else is off having a picnic and a cookout. Swing, foul ball back. 3-2. My name is Kent Jacobs. We appreciate you joining us for Xenia Scouts Baseball. And if you're a follower of the Licking County Settlers, we appreciate your joining us this evening as well. Whenever we have an opponent who does not have a broadcast crew here, we're always glad to pick up listeners and viewers from folks rooting for the other team. Just outside, Nate Self draws the leadoff walk. Good at bat by Nate. Matt Early, he is 1 for 2, fly out, and a big 2-run double back in the 3rd inning. Well, let's get something going here, boys. Down 9-7. Scouts need to get a big rally going on here in the 5th. Let's get after the Settlers. Foul ball back. Licking County, if you're wondering, if you're from out of state, and we have a lot of out-of-state viewers and listeners. Licking County, east of Columbus, which is right in the center of the Buckeye State. So not too far of a bus ride for the Settlers. They probably got here in about an hour, hour and a half. Ump will take the ball out to the pitcher and give the catcher a break. He got nicked by that foul ball. 0-2 the count on Matt Early. Matthew trying to get things going. Nate Self at first base. And Matt, a big 2-run double a couple of innings ago. 1 for 2. Toss back to first, and Self is back. Matt Early, likes to golf, fish, and get random knowledge. He told me the Joe Rogan, which I really enjoy. A lot of different topics, very interesting stuff. And usually very impartial, I believe. And very entertaining. So Matt likes to take that in and gain random knowledge. Everybody could use some random knowledge. I could use a whole bunch of it. Swing, popper, foul, right side, and over the Settler dugout. One and two the count on Matthew Early. Jeff Hurd on deck, the center fielder. Davis pitch, ball through, and the picked off throw is tossed down the right field line. Rounding second is Self, and he'll hang on there. Throwing error on the catcher, Durham. And that puts E2. And they're lucky that Nate didn't wind up at third base. But he's at second in scoring position. And here's Matt Early with a 2-2 count. Nobody down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Scouts trying to come back from a 9-7 deficit. Ryan Davis on the mound, but he's got some support in the bullpen. A left-hander is throwing, and now the catcher Durham goes to the mound. Scout bullpen quiet right now, so Jake Wells right now is going to keep the reins, it looks like, for the Scouts on their pitching mound. Two the count on Matt Early. Ryan Davis look back to second. Nate Self off the bag. Pitch, fly ball. Right field, foul territory, and a diving catch. And diving catch and tagging and going to third base is Self. So good base running by Nate Self. Very alert. Foul fly out to the right fielder, Hill. Sliding catch by Turner Hill out there in foul territory in the right field corner, but alert base running by Nate Self to tag up and take third. So he's 90 feet away from scoring, and trying to bring him in is Jeff Hurd. Jeffrey comes in. He is 1 for 2. Swinging a foul back. Jeff, foul pop out to third base in the second. Singled with 2 RBIs in the third. Jeff trying to drive in another run and get the Scouts a run closer. They trail by 2. 9-7. Swing and a miss. Anthony was getting big. Oh, I got you. Swing, popper foul, 0-2. There's a fly ball down the left field line, foul territory, and making the catch, overhand catch, and scoring on the foul fly ball is Nate Self. Well, it was a great over-the-head catch by the third baseman, White. However, it may not be advantageous that he caught it. I mean, because Self able to tag up and score, so that run manufactured by Nate Self, a walk. He goes to second on an errant pickoff throw, goes to third on a foul fly, and scores on a foul fly to left. He went to third on a foul fly to right, and he scores on a foul pop-up down the left field line. 9-8 now in favor of Licking County. Peyton Neiman 0 for 1 and a walk. There's a strike called. 1-2 to the Scout second baseman in this July 4th contest, Peyton Neiman. Fly ball right field. That is going to be caught out there. Boy, I tell you what. Settlers are flashing some leather out there. That's another great catch. Great running catch out there by Turner Hill. That retires the side. Nice hit by Neiman, but another great catch by Hill. But in the inning for the Scouts, in the 5th inning, they pick up a run on no base hits, no errors, nobody left on base. After 5 innings of play at Grady's Field at the Athletes in Action Complex in Xenia, the score, Licking County 9 and Xenia 8. I'm going to, instead of a long story like we did last couple innings, I'm just going to read some quotes about the game from luminaries from the past that are tied to our American patriotism. The Boston Herald editorial, approximately 1880, said next to Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, the name of A.J. Spalding, who of course made the baseballs back then, is the most famous in American literature. And we'll read other quotes from different luminaries about the game from in the past. As we go along, here is Junpei Ohashi. Takes a strike. Ohashi. Ground out, sac fly, RBI, and a double, and scored a run. So he's 1 for 2. Again, if you want to chime in on our YouTube chat, just send us a message, whether you're a Scout fan or even if you're a Settler fan. Let me know if you just want to say hello and tell us where you're watching from or listening from. We get folks from all over the country. There's a swing and a foul back. Jake Wells on the mound for the Scouts. Two balls, two strikes to Junpei, Jumpei, Ohashi, Ohashi. Swing and a miss, and Haskins will throw to first to complete the strikeout. 2-3 on the strikeout of Ohashi. Turner Hill, the batter, the right fielder. He's 1 for 3, flown out. He tripled and scored, and then reached on an error and scored. Right now it's 9, 8, and 2 for the Settlers, and 8, 4, and 1 for the Scouts. Scouts 8 runs on only 4 hits. 1 and 1. Turner Hill. Here's a ball sliced to left, and it's over the head of Bell. Here comes Hill. He's going to turn second base and decides to put on the brakes. 1 out double for Turner Hill. That's the 9th knock of the game for the Settlers. There's Nick Lukac. Mr. Lukac is been hit by a pitch, singled and doubled, so he's 2 for 2. He's has 3 RBIs on the game and has scored a run. Scout bullpen quiet. Activity right now in the Settler bullpen. Scouts don't want to give up any more runs. That's needless to say. Why do I say something like that? Of course they don't want to give up any more runs. Reporters or commentators sometimes say just goofy things like that, and you just shout at your radio or TV. You said, what are you talking about? Ball 3. And ball or strike 3-1. On deck for the Licking County Settlers is Drew Garth. Neiman holding the runner on, but he goes. Throw is way up high and down the left field line. Coming toward the plate and scoring standing up on the throwing error. That's a stolen base and a throwing error. Stolen base gets him to third, and the throwing error on the catcher Haskins gets him home. That makes it 10-7. That was a walk, incidentally, now to Lukac, and here's a nice breaking ball, and they say that held up inside for a ball. Drew Garth grounded into a force, tripled, and scored, had an RBI, and he flew to left, so he's 1 for 3. So the Scouts inch closer last inning, but now the Settlers push it back now to 2 runs at 10-8. Swing, ground ball. Good play early to second. Rover back to first, and that is a 3-6-3 double play. Great play by Matt Early at first base. That retires the side. But not before the Settlers pick up a run on 1 base hit. There was 1 big throwing error that scored the run, but nobody left on base. And middle of the 6th now, it's Licking County 10 and the Xenia Scouts 8. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for Licking County as Davis's day is done. The new pitcher is none other than number 36. Now let's see if I can get the right roster. Guys, hang on. Number 36 out there on the bump is going to be Jack Thunberg, Thunberg, out of New Albany, Ohio. He's a long drink of water out there. 6'6", 255 pounds. A southpaw. Goes to Tallahassee Community College. He's a sophomore. Young Mr. Thunberg. Pitching-wise, he's been in 5 games, all relief appearances, 9 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs, 4 earned, 8 walks, 7 strikeouts, 0-1 record, no saves, 3.85 ERA, 182 whip, 243 opponent's batting average against young Mr. Thunberg. We're reading some quotes about baseball from famous people or sources in the past. Former American President Chester Arthur. Now where's Thunberg going? Is he not going to pitch? Maybe he's hurt. Looks like we're going to have another pitching change, so Thunberg is going to exit. Maybe he started to warm up and something wasn't right, or he had an issue, health issue. So no, Mr. Thunberg. Unless he's just going to get something. Hang on, let's see. I don't know what's going on. Catcher is having a word with the umpire. I know you're waiting with bated breath what Chester Arthur said. Maybe Thunberg had to get a new glove or something. It looks like he's coming back out. Now he's going back in. Now he's heading back in. So, Mr. Thunberg, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Chester Arthur, former American president back in like the 1880s, he said, "Good ball players make good citizens." How do you like that? Well, it looks like we're going to have somebody different out on the hill. It's not Thunberg. Let's see who's it going to be. Looks like it's a sidewinder. I think it is. It is going to be Garrett Montgomery from Newark, Ohio, which is like north of Columbus. 6 foot 185, senior from Capital U. We hope that Jack Thunberg is okay. He threw a couple of warm-ups, and I guess maybe something wasn't right and decided to go. So it's Montgomery. Garrett Montgomery. Might need my score sheet. Young Mr. Montgomery is one of the better pitchers this season on the Settlers. He's been in 5 games, all relief, 5 2/3 innings, 8 hits, no runs, 4 walks, no strikeouts, 2-0 record, no saves, no ERA, whip 212, batting average against opponents are hitting .333 against him. So Garrett Montgomery in relief of Jack Thunberg, who didn't throw a pitch. Tyler Haskins leads off. The Scouts have work to do here in the bottom of the sixth, trailing 10-8. Tyler Haskins, the catcher tonight for the Scouts. He's been hit by a pitch, scored a run, walked and scored, and was hit by a pitch again. So no official at-bats for Tyler Haskins. Bottom of inning number 6 on July 4th. Happy Independence Day, everybody. There's a ball outside. Sidewinder Garrett Montgomery. There is someone throwing in the Settler bullpen. Well, what a wild one we've had this evening. Strike call. The Scouts put 8 runs on the board, but trail by 2. Trying to take advantage of a loss this afternoon by the Cincinnati Steam at the hands of the last place Southern Ohio Copperheads. Fly ball sliced to left, and the catch is made out there by Swanger. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring up Cole Lee. Cole's been hit by a pitch and scored. He had a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th, so he's 0 for 1 officially. Montgomery sidewinder, a pop-up shallow right second baseman Rando is under it. He's got it, 2 out. That'll bring up Blaze Bell. Blaze a sacrifice bunt. Walked and scored and popped out, so he's 0 for 1. Blaze Bell with 2 down, nobody on. Pitch, and that is a called strike from the sidewinder. Garrett Montgomery. New hurler for the Settlers. There's a check swing ball. Ross Smith on deck. Foul ball over the Settler dugout. Swing and a miss. Quick inning for Garrett Montgomery. Fly out, pop out, strike out, and 1, 2, 3 go the Scouts in order, nothing across. After 6 at Grady's Field, the score Licking County 10 and Xenia 8. Another American president, Theodore Roosevelt, he said he likes to see his son Quentin practicing baseball. TR said, "It gives me hope that one of my boys will not take after his father in this respect and will prove able to play the national game." Because Theodore Roosevelt really didn't get into baseball. He was glad to see his son do it. Former President William Howard Taft, who succeeded Theodore Roosevelt 100 years ago. He was from the Cincinnati area. Said the game of baseball is a clean, straight game, and it summons to its presence everybody who enjoys clean, straight athletics. It furnishes amusement to thousands and thousands. So, reading a few quotes from great Americans in the past on this Independence Day 2022. There's Braden Durham against Jake Wells. Fly ball left field, hit well, and that is off the wall on a bounce. And sliding into second base with a double is Braden Durham. Durham's second hit, he singled earlier. 10th hit for the Settlers. That'll bring up Logan White, third baseman. He's been hit by a pitch, singled and walked, so 1 for 1. There's a curveball down for a ball. Jake Wells, southpaw, delivers. That's a strike taken by Logan White, the third baseman today for these Settlers. And Logan calls time. A very pleasant night. It's a little cloudy, but the temperature is very comfortable. Just a very slight breeze. Now the American flag in the right field corner is unfurling a little bit. 2-1 the count on Logan White with leadoff hitter Logan Swanger on deck. Popper, second base, Neiman. He's got it. 1 away in the Settler 7th inning. I'm going to bring up Logan Swanger, left fielder. He struck out, tripled, and scored with an RBI, ground out, and flown out, so he's 1 for 4. Swing and miss. And Swanger, what did he do to himself? Lose a contact? He's got something in his eye or something. Ump checking with him. Looks like Logan's going to be okay. Catcher Braden Durham started the inning with a double. Logan White popped out to second. Logan Swanger, Swonger, takes a ball. 2-1. One and one, I'm sorry. That was a nice block by catcher Haskins. Tyler got out of the crouch and blocked that one to keep Mr. Durham at second. Wells gets the sign from his battery mate Haskins, delivers, swing, and a strike. 2-2 the count. Jack Rando on deck. There's a ball up high. Full count now to Braden Durham. Runner goes, swing, and a foul. Oh, what a jump that Durham had heading toward third base. Ball up high. And on to first base goes Swanger on the walk. Jack Rando, the batter, second baseman. Rando has been hit by a pitch, stole a base, struck out, flew out, struck out, 0 for 3. He lines one to right, that's a base hit. Throwing toward the plate, and the throw is there, and they got him. Ross Smith to Tyler Haskins. He puts the tag, the throw right on the plate. What a throw by Haskins, 9-2 on the putout. On to second goes Swanger. It's a base hit for Rando. Boy, what a big play by Ross Smith out in right field. Adam Crawford, the batter. He's 1 for 3. There's a strike. Fly out, triple with an RBI, walk, and a ground out. So he's 1 for 3, 2 runs scored, and an RBI for young Mr. Crawford. And now Jake Wells will take a breather. Pitch by Wells is down and away. And the 1-1 break-even pitch. And that's a strike call. Well, hopefully that assist in the outfield from Ross Smith, that great throw to cut down the run, will catapult the Scouts to taking this game back over. There's a chopper foul. First order of business, though, is Mr. Wells has to get Mr. Crawford to make an out here. First and second, 2 away, top of the 7th, ball high. 2-2. Ooh, my goodness. Pitch up over the head of Crawford. Haskins had to jump out of the crouch to make sure that didn't go wild back to the wall in front of us. Full count. Crawford stands in. The pitch, and that's high ball, bases loaded. Second walk of the inning for Jake Wells. Bases jam-packed full of settlers with Junpei Ohashi, the batter. Ohashi's grounded out, sac fly, double, strikeout. So he's 1 for 3. He scored a run, has an RBI. Pitch high ball. Activity in the scout bullpen. If somebody wants to, catcher or a coach want to go out there and give him a breather. He's laboring out there right now, but he's going to keep going. Pitch is out, up high ball. Or even one of the fielders, one of the middle infielders go out and talk to him and kind of give him a breather maybe, but Jake is going to have to bow his back and make a pitch. He's 2-0, nowhere to put this young man, Mr. Ohashi. There's a pitch, it's inside. I thought it looked good from here, but it's inside corner, 3-0. Well, everything in favor of the batter, Ohashi, 3-0, and bases loaded, nowhere to put him. And there's a strike. Ohashi probably taking all the way right there, and we'll see what happens on this next pitch. He's going to look him over. Jake's pitch is a ball, and it is 11-8. Now Coach Cole's going to head out to the mound. Let's see if he brings him back with him. Jake has really labored in this inning. And he will. That's an RBI for Ohashi, his second of the game. And that's going to be it for Jake Wells. With the score 11-8 now in favor of Licking County. New pitcher on the mound for the Xenia Scouts.
Now looking for the Xenia Scouts, number 20, Kyle Wu.
Kyle Wu, the pitcher. Kyle from Mercer Island, Washington, normally a second baseman. He's 6 foot 180. Junior at Wheaton College. Kyle, a business economics major, Chinese language minor. He likes the LA Angels, Lakers, Kings, but the Arizona Cardinals. Kyle on the mound, he's been in one game. It was a good appearance, 1/3 of an inning, and a strikeout. So no ERA, no whip, no batting average against, no record. He's faced one batter and he struck him out. So we'll see if Kyle can build on that. Boy, what a big batter right now with 2 out and the bases loaded. Turner Hill, he's flown out, tripled, reached on an error, and doubled. So he's 2 for 4. He scored 3 runs. Takes a strike. So Kyle Wu, a big hitter. Man, oh man, you don't want to give up a hit here and fall down by 4 or 5 runs. There's a line drive center field. Hurd has it bounce in front of him. 1 run scores, 2 run score, and that's a 2-run single by Turner Hill. And And that ups the lead now to 13-8. Well, the Scouts pitching this season has been really very good, but it just hasn't materialized tonight.
Number 10, Nick Luback.
Here's Nick Lukac with runners at first and second. Lukac on the day. He's been hit by a pitch, singled, doubled, and walked, so he's 2 for 3. And he lines one again to center. Hurd coming in, and he dives, and he got it. Great play by Jeffrey Hurd. He probably saved 2 runs. Side out Licking County. But they do damage again. For Licking County, they get 3 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. No errors, 2 runners left on base. Middle of the 7th inning stretch time at Brady's Field in Xenia. The score, it's a sad scoreboard right now. The Licking County Settlers lead the Xenia Scouts 13-7. Hey, that's a good rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Bottom of the 8th inning, Richmond leads Hamilton 6-0. Earlier, Cincinnati losing to Southern Ohio 5-4, and that's the extent of the action tonight. Well, we heard earlier from Mark Etchison. He says, "Happy 4th, go Scouts." And we heard from Joy Smith, Nick Lukac's grandmother from Licking County, and she said, "Go Settlers." We appreciate everybody's sending in messages. If you would like to say hello or say happy 4th or say hello to a certain player on either team, go ahead and jump in our chat. Ross Smith, sac fly, RBI, and a single and score and strikeout, 1 for 2, and a ribby. There's a strike called from Garrett Montgomery. Bottom of the 7th. There's a ground ball to third, waiting on it. White. Throw to first, and the stretch by Ohashi, and he got him. 1 away. Gonna bring up Tommy Rover. Rover singled, grounded out to the catcher and struck out, 1 for 3, and he's got a stolen base tonight. He takes the ball. Ball high. Swing and a miss. 2-1 to Tommy Rover. Scout shortstop. There's a foul tip strike. Taking a look at the Great Lakes League batting leaders with a minimum plate appearances of 2.7 per game. Ball up high. Pereira of the Jet Box leads the league in batting at 362. And there's in home runs, Shavdarov of Jet Box, Steidel of Southern Ohio. Line drive left field, and that is in play, and that's a base hit. Single for Rover. If I seen the delayed reaction, it's because there's a big support pole right in front of me holding the roof up that's lined up directly with third base and left field. So if something's hit the third and the left, I have to kind of crane my neck around to see what's going on. So hit for Rover, and here's Nate Self. Strike called. Nate on the game. He's flown out, walked, and walked. 0 for 1. He's scored 2 runs. There's a strike called. Scouts need base runners, down 13-8. Bottom of the 7th inning. So Shavdarov of Jet Box, Steidel of Southern Ohio. There's a fly ball hit well to left field, and that ball is going to be gone. Nate Self, a 2-run home run. Swanger tried to chase it back. He runs out of room. So Nate touches them all. 2 RBIs. And they like that. So now it's 13-10. Scouts trying to claw back in it. For Nate Self, that's his first home run, 10th and 11th RBIs. Here's Matt early. Matt is flown out. He's doubled and fouled out to right field. He's 1 for 3. Couple of RBIs, run scored. Nate Self turns on a pitch from Garrett Montgomery and drives it over the wall and straight away left field. Well, what a game we've got here. There's a chopper foul by Matt. He drives one to center and sliding and making the catch out there. Wow, great play by Crawford. Another solidly hit ball by the Scouts off of Montgomery. 2 out now in the inning. Smith grounded to third. Rover singled to left. Self drives a 2-run home run to left field. Early flies out to center field. It brings up Jeff Hurd. Jeff has fouled out, singled, and fouled out. One's to third, one's to first. Here's a pop-up foul territory in front of the Settler dugout, and hitting the turf and making the catch is Oshani. Wow, so a couple of good defensive plays by the Settlers to end the inning, but for the Scouts, 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Nate Self, 2 hits, nobody left. After 8 at Grady's Field at the Athletes in Action Complex in Xenia, it's Licking County 13 and the Xenia Scouts 10. But home run leaders, Shavdarov of Jetbox, Steidel of Southern Ohio, Nelson of the Clippers, Sandusky's Cross, Deering of Richmond, and Miranda of the Clippers all have 4. Shavdarov of Jetbox has 25 RBIs to lead the league. Pitching leaders, Gower of Lima has 4 wins. Our own Garrett DeClue of the Scouts leads the league in strikeouts with 31. I'll make a correction on that. Matt Gower of Lima leads with 32. Garrett DeClue is second in home runs. And I'm looking at the wrong things. I'm sorry. Let me start over. Batting leaders, they had a picture separate from the actual listing, and I was looking at the listings. Starting over, batting average, it's Longstaff of Michigan at 364. Home runs, Ratliff of Southern Ohio has 5. Austin Deering of the Jazz has 25 RBIs to lead the league. There's a fly ball to right field. And looking up, and the right fielder Smith, and that is a home run to right field. So Drew Garth, we're just looking at home run leaders and other stat leaders. Well, there was a home run for Drew Garth and a ribby. And well, this is like a football game now. It's 14-10 for Drew Garth. That is his first home run. Well, that doesn't help the cause. Wu delivers. It's a bunt. Wu, Fields throws it high and trying to make the tag. Nice play by Early at first to leap and catch the ball, but that's going to be a hit. No, they give him an error on that ball. The official score ruled that they would have got him on a good throw, so they give an error to the pitcher Wu. It's the third error on Xenia. Licking County has 3 as well. So it's been a sloppy, messy game, and my score sheet will prove it. Logan White, the batter, he's been hit by a pitch, singled, walked, and popped out. 1 for 2 and an RBI and a run scored. 14-10. Licking County up by 4 here in the top of the 8th. Runner goes. Haskins' throw hits the dirt, and it's safe. Stolen base for Durham. And for Durham, 7 for 7 stealing bases. How about that? There's a strike called, and it's 2-1 on the batter, Logan White. Drew Garth led the inning off with a home run to the right field corner. Braden Durham reaches on a throwing error by pitcher Kyle Wu, then steals second. Logan White's got a 3-1 count. Scout bullpen quiet. There is activity in the Licking County bullpen. Runner goes, lined foul. He would have taken that pitch. He had third base stolen. And Kyle Wu's normally an infielder. Only his second appearance on the mound. Logan White standing in. He levels the bat. The kick and the pitch. Fouled back. Well, I hear firecrackers in the background. Like I said earlier, I'm sure we're going to hear that all through the evening, into the wee hours tonight. Line drive, left center. Hurd is after it. Can he get it? And no, it drops. Great effort. Throw to second. And holding at first base with a single is Logan White. Stopping at third is Braden Durham. Nice effort by Jeff Hurd, sliding to try to make that catch. Hit number 14 for the Settlers. Some of the other leaders that I messed up on. Wins, Jake Marlowe of Cincinnati has 4, and so does Gower of Lima. Strikeouts, Gower of Lima has 32. Our own Garrett DeClue is second with 31. ERA, Carter Doom. Or is it Dorn? It's Dorn. Doom or Dorn? There's a fly ball, left field, and gathering that in is Bell. And in to score from third base on a sacrifice fly is Braden Durham. RBI for Logan Swanger. And it is now 15-10.
Number 1, Jack Rando.
Jack Rando, the batter. Here's a strike. Carter Dorn of Lima leads the league in ERA at .43. Swing and a miss. Colin Taylor started. First 2 innings were fine. And I don't know if fatigue set in or something. The third, he got racked up, giving up 6 runs. 1-2 the count. And then Wells came in. He gave up 3. There's a throw to second on a stolen base attempt. And what is it, Mr. Ump? Safe. Stolen base. The way this game's gone, you can't blame the Settlers for trying to add on. It's been a wild roller coaster ride of a game. And then Jake Wells came in. Jake did good for a couple innings. Wound up giving up a few runs last inning, and then Wu came in, got the last out, but he's been touched up for 2 here in the 8th. So whoever the scouts have run out there tonight, the Settlers have been able to get two. There's Neiman on a ground ball. Throw almost pulled early off the bag, but he stretches and has it. On to third base goes White. 2 down in the inning. And with a runner at third base and 2 out, here's Adam Crawford. Crawford is 0 for 2, but he's walked 3 times. Oh, I'm sorry, he tripled. There's a fly ball to left. Blaze Bell under it. He's got it. And that retires the side, but another couple of runs tacked on for the Licking County Settlers. A home run, a throwing error, 2 hits altogether, and 1 runner left. And the score in the middle of the 8th inning at Grady's Field. Sad but true, it's Licking County 15 and Xenia 10. Now to the strains of the great Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band Boston, More Than a Feeling. On this Independence Day, let's read a quote from 1911. A portion of Albert Spalding, who of course was the sporting goods magnate who they made the first baseballs. His analysis declaring baseball as America's game. Albert Spalding said, "The exponent of American courage, confidence, combatism, American dash, discipline, determinism, American energy, eagerness, enthusiasm, American pluck, persistency, performance, American spirit, sagacity, success, American vim, vigor, and virility." That's from Albert Spalding. Makes you want to go out and just knock a big home run. Hope you're having a great Independence Day wherever you are. On Points of the Compass Unknown, we have folks from all over the country. There's a foul ball by Peyton Neiman. Peyton on the game, ground out, walk, fly out, 0 for 2. Fly ball. Shallow left center. The center fielder is Crawford. He has it, 1 away.
Now batting the catcher, number 8, Tyler Haskins.
Tyler Haskins on this game. He has been hit by a pitch, walked, hit by a pitch again, and flown out. So he's 0 for 1. He scored 2 runs. Tyler Haskins doing what Tyler Haskins does, is that's get on base. We could use him to get on base right now. Try to start a rally. Scouts down by 5, 15 to 10 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cole Lee on deck. Montgomery's pitch is down, a ball. Garrett Montgomery came in the 6th. He got a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th, then gave up 2 runs, 2-run homer to Nate Self in the 7th. And other than that, he's gotten everybody out. There's nobody throwing in the bullpen for Licking County, so young Mr. Montgomery might be the end-all and be-all. Some folks wandering around in the scout bullpen. I don't know if they're going to let Kyle Wu keep going or if somebody else is going to come in. Ump had to shake off a foul tip. That gives the catcher Durham a chance to go out and have a word with his pitcher, Garrett Montgomery. on, Tyler. Let's get on base and get a big rally going here in the 8th inning. Line drive down the right field line. It is a fair ball. That's going to the wall. Sliding to cut it off is Hill, but into second with a one-out double is Tyler Haskins. Big hit for Tyler Haskins to hopefully start a rally for Tyler, his 4th double of the summer. And the batter up, Cole Lee. Cole got hit by a pitch and scored. He bunted a runner over and he struck out and popped out, so he's 0 for 2 and a run scored. We need Cole to get on base, keep the chain moving. Fly ball foul. Garrett Montgomery, 6-footer out of Newark, Ohio. Kind of a sidewinder. Swing and foul tip into the mid of Durham for a strike. 0-2 to Cole Lee. Blaze Bell on deck. Scouts really need to pick up a couple of runs to make the path in the 9th inning to not be so difficult. Pop in the infield and the catch made by the third baseman Logan White. 2 down in the inning. Two-out batter is Blaze Bell. Blaze sacrificed bunted in the 1st inning. He walked and scored in the 3rd, popped out in the 4th, struck out in the 6th. So Blaze 0 for 2. He does have a run scored. Haskins at second, ground ball third, and it's off the glove and of the third baseman White, and sliding into third safely Haskins. Infield hit for Blaze Bell. Base knock number 7 for Xenia. That'll bring up Ross Smith, sac fly, RBI in the 1st. Singled and scored in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th, grounded out in the 7th. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Scouts have 2 guys on at the corners. That's a ball. Now Time, as one of the coaches, probably pitching coach for the Settlers, will go out and try to settle down Montgomery. Let's see if he's going to stick with him. I don't see anybody throwing in the bullpen right now. And they're going to stick with Montgomery. There's nobody in the bullpen, so. Let's see what Ross can do to this 15-10 deficit with runners at the corners and 2 out. Strike call. In the inning, Neiman flew out to center. Haskins doubled. Lee popped out, and infield hit by Bell. 1st and 3rd, 2 down. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Foul tipper. Ross Smith was trying to hit that ball to Wilmington. pitch, foul back. Ross trying to turn on it, but it clipped off the upper part of his bat and goes straight back. Garrett Montgomery checks the runner at third base, checks first. Pitches. Oh, strike 3 called. Yikes. Yikes. And he said lower outside corner. Boy, that's a tough one. Yeah. In the inning for Xenia, no runs, a hit, 2 hits actually, 2 left. And the score after 8 innings of play at Grady's Field in Xenia, it is Licking County 15, Xenia 10. I'd say a few more presidential quotes about baseball on this Independence Day. Former President Lyndon Johnson in 1962, and this was back when he was vice president to John Kennedy. Johnson said, "We cheer for the senators," which is the Washington Senators. "We pray for the senators. We hope that the Supreme Court does not declare that unconstitutional." Richard Nixon in 1981, this is after he was out of the White House, says, "I don't know a lot about politics, but I know a lot about baseball." Former President Ronald Reagan, when he was a radio announcer back in the 1930s, he would recreate baseball games. He would get the results on a wire, and he would just make up the play-by-play. Well, he made up pitches for over 6 minutes while a note from the wireless operator that he was counting on said the wire is dead. So he had to make up pitches. Former George H.W. Bush, former president, said baseball is pastime. I think it's the joy of feeling part of the game more than other sports. That was a quote from 1989. Well, batting for the Licking County Settlers is Junpai Ohashi. Junpai today, he's grounded out, sac fly, RBI, double and score, strikeout, walk. So he's 1 for 3. He's got a couple of RBIs. Leading off against Kyle Wu. There's a ball. 3 balls, no strikes to Junpai Ohashi. Wu pitches a strike. Now throwing in the Settler bullpen, a left-hander. Swing and a miss. There's a righty throwing in the Scout bullpen. Yeah, it's been a tough day at the old ball yard. There's a walk.
Now batting number 22, Turner Hill.
Coming into today's game, the Scouts were 4th in the league. And against a 13-team league, 4th in pitching. Scouts with a .417 earned run average as a team. That's going to take a hit today, although some of these runs have been unearned. Hamilton Joes lead the league in ERA at 3.74. Scouts are actually third. They've got 2 entries for the Joes for some reason. So the Scouts are third in the league in pitching, coming into the game at 4.17 ERA. Runner goes, throw to second is high and into center field. And Ohashi will stay right there at second. Backing up the play is Hurd. Settlers trying to play add-on here in the 9th inning. Up 15-10. Hill is on at the plate. Lukac is on deck. Fly ball hit well. Left center. Bell after it. And that bounces over the wall. That's going to be another. It's going to be another ground rule double. RBI for Hill. Coach Cole is going to make a change now with the score 16-10 in favor of the Settlers. Well, there's going to be a pitching change for the Scouts. Taking the hill now will be who is that young feller out there? Oh, it's Evan Frahela. Normally a catcher. Evan coming in to pitch. Is that Evan out there? I thought that's where they said. Let me get his number. Hold on, folks. Now I'll wait to see if he'll turn his back. Looks like 31. It is number 18. Or is that Schomer, number 16?
Now batting for the Settlers, Nick Luke.
Is that Schomer on the mound?
No, Fogela.
Oh, okay. That's not his number, though, is it? Number 10. Oh, is it 10? Okay, it looked like 18. I'm sorry, 16. I'm sorry. So it is Frahela. Evan Frahela. It's Fragela. Evan, has he pitched yet? No, this is the first outing for Frahela, who's normally a catcher. Drew Garth, the batter. As Lukac was out, and still at second, Turner Hill. There's a swing and a miss. So it's Johnny Holstaff today for the Scouts. Everybody, a couple of position players have gone out there, Wu and now Frahela. There's a strike. To ply their wares on the hill, simply because the Scouts have played 6 games in 4 days, I think. There's a strike called. Good job by Evan.
Now batting, first batter, number 9, Braden Durham.
Braden Durham, the batter, swing and a miss. Durham on the day, strikeout, single, fly out, double, reached on an error. So he is 2 for 5. Evan Frahela is a native of Guaynabo, Puerto Rico. Goes to the University of Pittsburgh at Bradford, where he's studying political science. Likes to go hiking and go to the beach. Who doesn't? That's a couple of good hobbies. Well, this has been a long one, boys and girls. There's a foul ball. This game now approaching 3 hours and 15 minutes. So by the time we get done with the bottom of the ninth, sure we're going to be up to 3.5 hours on this one today. Ball up high. Normally these independent league games and the wooden bat league games, they go pretty quick. Usually there's not much time in between innings. There's a ball belted to left, and that is foul. Braden Durham. He has a double in this game. He was looking for another one. Usually get the games in pretty good time, 2 to 2.5 hours, but all the scoring and all the not that many hits though, 22 between the two teams. I mean, that's a fair amount of hits, but not 3.5 hours worth. It's just been a lot of walks, hit batters, ball sliced to right, and that's going to drop. Rounding third, heading for home in scoring. Throw to second, and that gets away. Scoring is Turner Hill, 17-10. RBI for Durham, the second of the game. Two out, two in. And the batter, third baseman Logan White, hit by a pitch and scored. Pop foul, left side in foul territory, but over the scout dugout. Logan White, hit by a pitch and scored. Singled and stranded. He walked, popped out, and singled. So he is 2 for 3. And an RBI. And we appreciate everybody from both sides of the world that were cheering for the ball teams today. Happy Independence Day, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed some of our little readings from American luminaries in the past about baseball. We'll have a few more. Nice back-handed catch by Tyler Haskins. And Evan Frahela, the pitcher, normally one of the scout catchers. It's just been a rough day. 17-10 in favor. And now there's a fly to shallow center, and that's caught. That saved another run as the shortstop Rover catches that. In the inning for the Licking County Settlers, they get 2 more runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base, 2 hits in the inning. And the score, middle of the 9th inning at Grady's Field in Xenia, it's Licking County 17, Xenia 10. Let's see if we can have any more baseball quotes. "45-year-old former President John F. Kennedy at the 1962 All-Star Game said to Adam Crawford, now the pitcher, so somebody else is in the field for him. But John Kennedy said to the 41, Kennedy was only 45 at the time, but he was president, and said to the 41-year-old Stan Musial at the 1962 All-Star Game, "A couple of years ago they told me I was too young to be president, and you were told you were too old to be playing baseball, but we fooled them. We fooled them," he said. Thomas Rover, the batter. Let's see if Crawford has pitched at all for Licking County. He has. He's been in 1 game, 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs all earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 13.5 ERA. 2 even whip, 375. The other team is batting against him. So Crawford, they give him the reins with a 7-run lead. Hey, it's nice to hear back from Joy Smith. She says, "Thank you, Mr. Jacobs." Well, you're quite welcome. She said she enjoyed listening and watching tonight. She says, "I live in a little town in North Judson, Indiana." So thanks, Joy. She's the grandma to Nick Lukac of the Settlers, listening from the bustling metropolis of North Judson, Indiana. Actually, she said it's a nice little town. Thanks to Joy. We appreciate the comment. Hope you're having a fun evening. You're having fun rooting for your Settlers tonight, that's for sure. Tommy Rover grounds to third base as they have really run up the score tonight. 17-10. The Scouts, obviously plenty of offense for the Scouts, but just on the mound, it just didn't happen tonight. Here's Nate Self. What a big night for Nate. Fly out, walk, and then a 2-run home run. So he's 1 for 2, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored for Nate Self, playing third base tonight for the Scouts. Foul ball sliced right into the Settler bullpen. So Crawford's place in the lineup. I don't know who's out there. He was the center fielder. Two and two the count on Nate Self. Adam Crawford from McDonald, Pennsylvania, 6'1", 180. Self swings and fouls one back. Matt Early on deck. Ground ball up the middle, and that is into center field for a base hit. Second hit for Nate Self. That's knock number 7 for the home team. I bring up Matt Early. Matt fly out, a double, 2-run double, foul out to right, and a fly out to center. So 1 for 4. Run scored, 2 RBIs. Matt trying to help make things a little interesting in this 9th inning. Ball up high. Crawford, a lefty. Pitches, swing and a miss. 1-1 the count on Matt Early, and he needs to get the bat boned up or something. He needs to repair the surface of the bat a little bit. Nate Self at first base, 1 away, bottom of the 9th. The road Licking County Settlers in the kind of rust-colored tops are up 17-10. Two and one. Crawford looks at first, throws, and that is fouled back. There's somebody warming up in the Settler bullpen. Since Crawford is rather inexperienced, he's only been in a couple of innings. I'm sure that the Settler skipper does not want to let anything happen that would jeopardize this game, as they are in the same type of position as the Scouts. Trying to keep pace. Here's a ball and a walk to Matt. Jeff Hurd, the batter, he's fouled out, singled, fouled out, and fouled out. 1 for 4. He does have 3 RBIs. Here's a strike. That one, yeah, I'll check the scorebook. Line drive over first base down the right field line. And holding up at third base, down by 7 runs, is Nate Self. Well, the Scouts trying to make some noise in this ninth inning. Yeah, the Scouts right now standing in second place at 12-10, just one game behind Hamilton. Licking County are right on the Scouts' heels at 12-11. So if this game holds up, the Scouts will drop to 12-11, and Licking County will go to 13-11 and be in second place, a half a game ahead of the Scouts. Big opportunity tonight for Xenia to try to put a little distance between them and third place. Line drive, and past the shortstop into left field. That's going to go to the wall. 2-run score. And the Scouts are making some noise in this ninth inning. 2-run double for Peyton Neiman. And the Scouts now trail 17-12. So now it's Hurd at third, Neiman at second, and they're going to make a pitching change. They've seen enough. Adam Crawford, let's see if he goes back to center field, because that's where he started. Looks like the center fielder is going to come in. Both managers in this game, Jake Dennis of the Settlers and Tim Cole of the Scouts, they've really had a rough time tonight trying to manage the pitching because the batters have just gone bananas tonight. 17 runs, 16 hits for Licking County. 12, 10, and 3 for the Scouts. The Settlers also have 3 errors, so the pitchers have also had to deal with some shoddy defense tonight on both sides. Well, we'll see what the Scouts can do. All you can do is just take it a batter at a time and just try to chip away. Tyler Haskins will be the first batter faced by the new pitcher. And who is this young feller out there? It is number 2. And uniform number 2. For Licking County would be none other than Logan Swanger. So he's the second position player that has come in. Logan Swanger out of Newark, Ohio, 5'10", 170, goes to Tiffin University. Swanger is listed as a pitcher, even though he started out in the field. Swanger actually has performed very well on the mound. 5 games, all relief appearances, 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 9 walks, 12 strikeouts, 1-0, 3 saves. This is not a save situation yet. One more batter. The tying run needs to be on deck. Right now, the tying run is not on deck. 191 whip and a batting average of 200 against him. Oh, that save rule is kind of wishy-washy. Sometimes an official scorer has leeway to award a save if he sees fit, he or she sees fit. But under the normal rules, this is not yet a save situation for Swanger. Tyler Haskins. Tyler takes a strike from the lefty. Tyler's been hit by a pitch, walk, hit by a pitch, fly out, double. 1-4-2. Bottom of inning number 9. Another strike called. Swanger coming in, not messing around. We gotta keep things going. 17-12. The Settlers lead it. Scouts batting bottom of the 9th. They've scored twice to cut the lead to 5, and they've got 2 runners in scoring position. Swing and a miss. Swanger is able to get Haskins. Last hope for the Scouts is Cole Lee. Cole's been hit by a pitch and scored. He bunted a teammate over successfully on a sacrifice. Strikeout, pop out, 0 for 3. And a run scored. Cole could get a big base hit here to get a couple of guys in. Boy, a big winding breaking ball that twists down across the knees for a called strike. Now you don't want to go down with the bat on the shoulder. Last hope. And that's inside a ball. That happened to me once in Little League. I took a called strike 3 to end a game, and man, there's just not a... That was a bad feeling. Yeah. With 2 strikes, last hope, you want to get a rip. There's a rip and a swing and a miss. That was a good pitch. That would have been a strike. But now Swanger in the driver's seat, 1-2 to Cole Lee. Swanger is going to go from the wind. Swing, fouled back. Third base, Hurd. Second base, Neiman. 2 down. 2 runs in. Scouts trail by 5. And there's a wild pitch, and that's going to score a run. Makes it 17-13. On to third base goes Neiman. Count 2-2 now on Cole Lee with 2 out. Blaze Bell waiting on deck. Foul pop. And that is on the roof. You can hear that. Sounds like a shotgun blast. Rover grounded out to start the inning. Self singled. Early singled. Hurd singled to score a run. Another run scored on a wild pitch. Neiman doubled in a couple of runs. And it's ball 3. Cole Lee trying to keep things going. Scouts down by 4. 3 runs in. Man on third, but there are 2 out. Swanger, again going from the wind. The pitch, swing and a miss, and that'll do it. Swanger is able to get the job done. He strikes out the 2 batters that he faces, although does throw a wild pitch to score a run, but that's not on him. The runs were this inning charged to Crawford. Final totals, 17 runs, 16 hits, 3 errors for Licking County. 13 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for the Xenia Scouts. And my scorebook is just an absolute mess. We're going to have a post-game wrap-up where we'll go ahead and go over all the scores. In the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. And the first game on the slate this afternoon was the Southern Ohio Copperheads playing at Cincinnati at the Cincinnati Reds Urban Youth. Lights, please, fellas. They turned the lights out on me. In Roselawn, a Cincinnati suburb, Southern Ohio Copperheads beat Cincinnati 5-4. And in that game, it was Southern Ohio 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. The Cincinnati Steam 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Winning pitcher on the game was Adam Beery for the Copperheads. Loser for the Steam, Michael Crossan. That game was played in 3 hours and 11 minutes at the Reds Urban Youth Academy in front of 250 people. The the Copperheads left 10 men on base, and the Steam left 9 men on base. Elsewhere, it was Richmond 6, Hamilton nothing. That now is final. And that game was played in Hamilton today at Foundation Field. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Richmond. Hamilton, no runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Hamilton goes to 14-10 with the loss. Richmond goes to 12-12 with the win. That game played in 3 hours even. The winning pitcher for the Richmond Jicky, we've seen him. Boy, I bet he's going to be an all-star. What a job he's done for Richmond. The losing pitcher for Hamilton, Tyler Hudson. That game played in front of 556 people down in Hamilton, so they can pack him in down there at Foundation Field. Richmond left 7 men on base, and the Hamilton Joes left 10 men on base. And, of course, in this game that you just watched or listened to tonight, the Licking County Settlers defeat the Xenia Scouts by a score of 17-13. 17 runs, 16 hits, 3 errors for Licking County. Xenia 13 runs, 10 hits, and 3 errors. The Settlers go to 13-11. The Scouts drop to 12-11. Game time 3 hours and 34 minutes. The winning pitcher Ryan Davis for Licking County. The loser Jake Wells of Xenia. And they do award a save to Logan Swanger. He deserved it, coming in and getting the last 2 hitters. Left on base in the game, Licking County left 10 men on base, and the Scouts left 7 men on base. The Scouts, there we go. So the standings right now, after all of tonight's the sparse schedule of 3 games. Looking at the North Division, the Michigan Monarchs lead with a 14-10 record. Sandusky and Jetbox are tied at 13-11. Again, Jetbox is like a transportation, like a parcel company, like a FedEx or something like that, local to Michigan. They're headquartered in Michigan. And they